If I asked you what SpaceX is building here in Florida, would you know what to say? Maybe those who follow the Starship updates could give me an answer, but not in detail. SpaceX is turning this site into a cornerstone for the future of the Starship program, and it will likely be from here that its first crewed lunar mission will depart. In this video, we are going to detail exactly what SpaceX is building at Cape Canaveral. We'll talk about the pads at the new factory, the barge transport, and most importantly, the future launches. Cape Canaveral was the stage not only for humanity's first trip to the moon, but also for the space race during the Cold War in the following years. After that period, the Cape was practically abandoned. Its numerous pads were left to gather dust. Its salvation is now coming from the private sector, which is taking over several sites. And at the heart of this change is SpaceX, since the company's launch pace is absolutely impressive. To start our investigation, we must make it clear that Cape Canaveral is divided and controlled by two different entities of the US government. The Kennedy Space Center area is controlled by NASA and is dedicated to scientific exploration missions like the Apollo program in the past and the Artemis program today. The most iconic pads here are 39A and 39B. In fact, pad 39B was the stage for the most recent launch of astronauts toward the moon. Now, the other part is controlled by the US Space Force. This is a military area, so unlike Kennedy Space Center, civilians cannot enter without authorization. The focus here is on national security satellite launches. This is where SpaceX operates the world's busiest pad, LC-40. Understanding this division is crucial because SpaceX will operate the Starship from both locations just as it does or has done with the Falcon 9. Before we talk about the pads and launches, let's discuss a vital location that many people don't fully understand yet, but which will be the hub for all the company's operations here in Florida. The area where SpaceX is building the Giga Bay is located on Roberts Road, which intersects with the main road, Kennedy Parkway. For reference, from this point to NASA's VAB, it's about 5 to 6 kilometers. This site is commonly called the Roberts Road Facility, and as of the latest update, it covers about 675,000 square meters. It's massive. The building near the lake is primarily used to inspect, refurbish, and prepare Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy boosters for their next flights. The second building has multiple functions, ranging from storage to the construction of small structures, but perhaps its most important role is the large-scale manufacturing of the Starship's heat shield tiles. The open area with the tents is responsible, for example, for assembling new orbital launch mounts, the ship's quick disconnect arms, and the capture arms, or chopsticks. The area further ahead is used for the assembly and temporary storage of tower sections. This site is currently undergoing renovations. Finally, on the other plot of land, SpaceX is building the Giga Bay and, in the future, a Star Factory. This mega tower, much like the one at Starbase, will have 24 workstations, meaning that, in theory, the company can work on 24 prototypes simultaneously. However, the Star Factory here will still take a long time to complete. To avoid this bottleneck and get the Giga Bay operational, they will bring some prototypes from Texas by barge. In recent Starship updates, we've been following some very mysterious structures at the Sanchez complex. The community believes these pieces will be part of a mechanism for this transport, meaning the boosters and ships will be rolled horizontally from the moment they leave the tower. A sea voyage from Starbase, Texas to Cape Canaveral, Florida takes about 4 to 6 days, depending on weather conditions. So, if we add everything up, from the trip to the loading and unloading preparations, we're looking at 10 to 15 days until we see a prototype inside the Gigabay. The barge, you'll thank me later, is already undergoing tests and occasionally transports tanks to the Pad 39 tank farm. Another important detail is that the Falcon 9 barge, just read the instructions, will also be refurbished to transport these prototypes. Launch Complex 39A is an American icon. After all, it was from here that astronauts departed for the Moon in the 1960s. Following the Space Shuttle's retirement in 2011, the site saw no launches. To prevent it from suffering the same fate as other pads, NASA decided to lease the location. SpaceX's selection as the tenant was announced by the agency on December 13, 2013, with the lease officially signed on April 14, 2014. It wasn't until 2017, 6 years later, that the site hosted a launch again, this time with the Falcon 9. Since SpaceX took over management, the work has never stopped, and with Starship activities, modernization efforts have only increased. In one of SpaceX's proposals, they plan to widen Saturn Causeway by 2.4 meters, specifically to improve the transport of components and future Starship prototypes, though this upgrade hasn't been fully completed yet. To give you an idea, the path from the Roberts Road facility to the 39A tower is about 11 kilometers. For many years, SpaceX primarily conducted crewed and cargo missions to the ISS here at Complex 39A. However, since late 2025, that has changed. ISS missions were transferred to LC-40, and 39A will now only host Falcon Heavy launches. And there's a reason for this, my friends. Right next door, the company is finalizing its third launch pad for the Starship program. The construction is so advanced that it will likely be completed by the end of this year. SpaceX aims to conduct 44 Starship launches per year from this site, a significant increase from the original 2019 plan of 24. This adjustment reflects the need for a much higher launch cadence to sustain NASA's Artemis program. That's likely why SpaceX relocated Falcon 9 launches elsewhere. The goal here is to dedicate this area 100% to Starship, since the Falcon Heavy flies much less frequently.
From Roberts Road to Space Launch Complex 37, it's about 12 to 14 kilometers. This site will host even more launches than 39A because SpaceX plans to build 2 pads here. This complex was previously used by ULA for the Delta IV Heavy rocket, which was retired in 2024. After taking control of the site, the company ordered the demolition of the old ULA facilities back in 2025. This is the most current satellite image we have at the time of this video. Besides the completely cleared land, we can see what appears to be the base of the first tower. It's on this base that SpaceX will begin stacking the 9 sections. And speaking of sections, all of them are already finished on the other side of the plot. It's been a few weeks since SpaceX moved them, as they are preparing the site at Roberts Road to build the next one. Here at Complex 37, in addition to the 2 towers I mentioned, we will also have plants for liquid methane and oxygen production. But what I've noticed, my friends, is that SpaceX is building the tower in a completely different spot than shown in the official documents. In the documents, the towers are closer to the ocean side, so to speak. But in the satellite images, the construction appears to be located on the opposite side. What do you think they're plotting? Let me know in the comments.
The fact is, SpaceX intends to, or has the authorization for, 76 flights here, and most of them should be destined for government payloads. Combining complex 39 and 37, that's 120 flights per year, which translates to roughly one flight every 3 days right here in Florida. A truly impressive goal.
I believe I've given you a full tour of everything SpaceX is building here in Florida. If anyone had any doubts about this site, I hope everything is much clearer now. But let me know in the comments, what part didn't you know about before but are now aware of? And if you have any further questions, leave them in the comments so we can discuss. Give this video a like if you made it to the end, and consider becoming a member to support our channel.